name's Dayle and this is Dayle Downloads, where I take a topic, issue or a suggestion by you and I download about it for less than 10 minutes, or at least I try to, most times. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would love to see you hit that little subscribe button down below because I'm trying to get closer to 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to keep harping on about it until I get there, so no apologies for that. Anyway, today's topic is about maintaining relationships with your luxury sales associates, even though you are not planning to buy. Now, this morning I was editing the subscriber unboxing for July and I was having a chat to Alicia. We often chat. She's based in England, her husband is Australian, and we often kind of swap stories and spitball ideas with each other. And she happened to mention the fact that she wants to stay on the Christmas list with her sales associates, even though she doesn't want to give them the impression that she, by contacting them and kind of staying in touch, is interested in shopping at the moment. And I guess I can relate to this because I tend to find that when I'm having a moment with, say, Fendi and I'm ignoring my Louis Vuitton sales associates, or Dior or Chanel, like it's gotten to be a bit of a joke actually with me and Dior, because every time my Dior sales associate sees me, he goes, "What are you wearing? That is not Dior." And we have a bit of banter about it, but I do still feel uncomfortable that I feel like I'm not doing my 50%. So I wanted to unpack that here in this video and invite your suggestions on what you think about this topic. Now, before we get started, we're just talking about shopping here. The reason that we have relationships with sales associates, there's a couple, but I'll summarize them here. One is so that when new releases come in, whether they've walked a catwalk and they're open for pre-order, you may be able to pre-order if you have an existing relationship with a sales associate at a store. Two, hard to find pieces. Being able to build a relationship and express your interest in hard to find pieces will give your sales associate some confidence that you're not just a time waster, that you're actually genuinely interested and they can keep an eye out and advocate for you when limited stock comes to their store or region. Three, because when you shop luxury, you're shopping for items that cost a lot of money, and so therefore it's nice to build a trusting relationship with somebody who you trust for advice, who can kind of give you some alternatives to consider, who can get an understanding of your color palette and give you the heads up on new styles or pieces that kind of tick the boxes for you that you might otherwise not consider. You might also get the insider scoop on price increases, which is another great reason. For me, I've said it a million times, I love the luxury shopping experience. I'm someone who doesn't really like to shop online. I do research online, but I do love going into the boutique, meeting my sales associates, having a glass of champagne or some sparkling water, and really looking at everything. In many cases, my fabulous sales associate here in Brisbane, Bibi, if I'm on the edge about something, we'll go through my Instagram and look at outfits that I've put together and consider whether or not the bag I'm looking at will fit into my wardrobe and my style. And that is something that you just can't get from an online shopping experience. So all that said, I'm not shopping at the moment. I am, well, I'm always shopping, but I'm trying not to shop luxury at the moment because I'm about to go on a holiday. I want to reserve my funds. I want to take advantage of the reduced recommended retail price in Europe compared to Australia. Our retail price is more, and that's got nothing to do with tax. If you look at the retail price and then the tax separately, our retail price is a lot more, and I really don't get it. I've talked about this in other videos before. You can't argue with me on it. I know it for a fact because I've had bags exported to me from Europe without the VAT, and then I've paid our duties and tax, which is 15%, and it's still cheaper. I had to go there, didn't I? I am wanting to stay in touch with my sales associates, and they are sending me pieces to have a look at, but I feel bad constantly saying thank you so much for sharing. I'm not interested at the moment. And I wonder if other people have that kind of challenge as well and how you deal with it. I have to say, Louis Vuitton, I have been really bad. The last 2 pieces that I bought from Louis Vuitton, I bought from Sydney. Once I just went in as a random customer, walked through the door because I really wasn't interested in buying that day, and surprisingly, I bought home. As my fabulous friend Bella calls it, the drunk trunk, the side trunk. And that was a really nice experience, being able to just walk in as a regular random person and be taken care of and be able to find the piece that I wanted. That's not always the case, I acknowledge that. The other piece I bought was my Louis Vuitton carry-all. I use this one for work, you see it a lot on my Instagram, and I bought this one through Meredith's sales associate in Sydney because I didn't have a contact here in Brisbane. Now I have a contact in Brisbane, but I'm not actually looking to buy anything, and so I was interested in the wicker capucines. I went to see it, but it was reserved for somebody else. I had my perfume refilled. I don't have a buying history with this person, and I'm very conscious of that for when there are things that I do want. And so what do I do in that situation? Well, of course I reach out locally because I love the luxury shopping experience, but if I really want something, I use my network. I think Instagram and YouTube are great places for building a network and getting sales associates' details. Amelia Rose reached out and offered me sales associate details that she had for the countries that I am visiting when I go on my holiday. That's what I'm talking about, having a network of people around the world that you can lean on. I can't remember the last time I bought a bag in Chanel. Actually, I can. It was January 2021 when I purchased the Chanel 19 bag in the 21p collection. And I have been into Chanel a handful of times since, but I have no relationship at our local Chanel store anymore. In fact, I don't even bother. If there's something I want, I call Rod at the Luxe Theory. I'll link his details below. And I ask him to source it for me because I can't be bothered going through all the palaver that Chanel requires these days. When it comes to Dior, my last Dior purchase was February 2022, which was my wicker Lady Dior up the top there. I do have contacts there. I think they would welcome me with open arms, as I said before in the intro. Typically, Brandon, who looks after me at Dior, is always chasing me through the shopping centre going, when are you coming in? When are you going to come and have a look at our collections? And I really appreciate that, and I love the banter that we have. God, we're at 8 minutes already. I also think that sales are sales, and thinking that these relationships are more than a client/customer relationship and they're more a friendship is probably a danger. Now, I know Meredith talks about the fact that she has genuine friendships with her sales associates, and she does, and I've met them and they're wonderful, and that is a next level relationship. For most of us, I'm assuming I speak for most of us, that is not the case. It's a relationship we purely have when we're looking to purchase items from that luxury brand. And therefore, I can't rely on a relationship outside of that to be able to get any kind of, favourable customer service. And so what I like to do is be really transparent. I will even tell my Fendi sales associates when I have purchased things from Satire or when I've purchased them from Sydney, when I could be shopping in Brisbane. And I will always try to go to my local boutique first, but the reality is their stock levels aren't the best. Their ability to compete for the things that I want is not always giving me certainty that I'm going to get it, and so I will go where I can get it. And Satire sometimes offers me a discount I just can't refuse, regardless of the relationship. So I guess it's just about rationalizing it in your head, making sure you're clear about the purpose of the relationship, and being, in my view, really transparent with your sales associates is probably the best thing to do. Nobody likes their time to be wasted, me or them included, and I think that that's just part of having a good relationship with people generally, let alone when it's about buying and selling, because they've got to choose who to spend their time with in terms of who's going to provide them with a return on their time. I know that's a long process and that's simplifying it, and it's not always that simple, but I think it's just about being respectful of time. So anyway, that's my download for today. I've just popped over 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes 19. Please give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Like, that's the same thing, and subscribe as I begged you to at the beginning. Add your comments in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. I put out long format videos on Wednesdays and Sundays and sometimes some extras. So I'll see you in the next one. Ciao! It's 10:40.